Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today, working on the Silverado. Actually gonna start the build of some custom mounts for some SpeedTech Lights, strobe lights. Some of their Z4s. You can see I've got a set of Z4s here. I'm using their license plate bracket here, and that works out, and that would work out fine, I think, if I hadn't upgraded my license plate lights to LED. And those things are super bright, and they're white light. White light will drown out amber lights easily and with no problem. I don't know what it is about the white, but the white just overtakes the amber. So my plan is to take them and move them right here where these lights are. I don't use those lights. So you can see I don't use them lights. I got plenty of backup lights, so I don't need those. So I'm going to use this right here, and I'm going to make a custom mount to hold one of these Z4s. Actually, it'll hold any of the Z series lights that they have. I'm going to use a couple of their angle brackets, and then like I said, I got some of their Z4s here. These are TIRs, so I'm going to probably put a fresh set in these mounts. So first step is I took my lights out that I'm not using. It's just four bolts, and it's a pretty new install, so they weren't rusted or anything. Actually, I think they're stainless steel bolts anyway. So I got my light out. Then I made a pattern of the light, of the base of the light, and I took this and I transferred onto steel, and after some cutting, grinding, drilling, this is what I come up with. I guess this is kind of a base for my bracket, my SpeedTech bracket to go onto. My idea is to actually weld this to this. This is going to bolt on to here. I'm going to have to put a hole in this so I can get my wire through. But I got to figure out the right angle that this is going to sit up here, so it's not angled up or down or whatever. I'm going to have to trim this bracket up a little bit to get the right angle. So I'm going to continue on with my build here, kind of building as I go, trying to figure this all out. Once I get this one made, I can make a second one, but first one's always the hardest because everything's like an unknown. So you kind of got to do everything, you don't know. But once you get one built, then you kind of know what you're doing. It goes faster. So I got to get this onto that. Probably got to drill a hole first in this, and then I'll be back. So here's what I've come up with, guys. Bracket. I had to weld bolts in there because I was never going to be able to get this bracket on and bolt it on separately. So it could be a little difficult getting the bolts started on the light, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I may get a Z-8 maybe in the future, and it'll be further outward, so it'll probably be easier to get the light on there. But you can see it's just gonna bolt in here like this, and it's got the light at the right angle, and yeah, that's how it's gonna work, just like that. Now I get to make another one for the other side. So after some good old-fashioned hard work, I have another one all made up. Test fitted my light here and wanted to see how hard it was to get that little bolt started. And it wasn't difficult at all, so I was worried over nothing. Got to get these painted. Just going to do like a flat black or satin black on them. Then I got to figure out the wiring. Wiring isn't going to be that difficult because I already have a harness run back here for these lights. So when I take these out, it'll unplug and this whole harness will come out, this whole bracket and lights come out in one piece. Okay, so here's the license plate bracket and lights that I just took out. You can see it's got a similar harness on it, and then here's the plug-in. Just unplug this one, plug the new one in. Simple as that. This might end up on Dad's truck. I think it'll look better on a factory bumper than it did on that off-road bumper, but we'll see. So I just got to make the new harness for these lights to plug into that. So it ain't going to be that difficult. Should be able to do it all on the bench, so it'll be pretty easy. Okay, so the brackets are all painted here. They've been actually sitting here for a few days. I've been waiting for some new lights. Picked up some new strobe lights for these brackets. And here they are. Actually picked up a set of the new Z-8s in linear. Now in the linear stuff, they only come in multicolor now, so this is actually amber white. There are separate there's separate flash patterns that isolate just the amber and just the white. You don't get very many flash patterns that isolate single colors, but there's enough for me, and actually there's one I really like, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a demo of this light. So that's like the first flash pattern, I believe, and you go through these. And there's quite a few. That one there, you probably can't pick it up on camera, but that almost screws up my mind when I look at that one too long. So anyways, all kinds. They got slow to fast patterns. Yeah, just all kinds of patterns. Flash amber and white. So once you cycle through all these, you're gonna get to the California stuff, and then right after this one here, you get the there's 4 of just amber. You got that one. You got this one, this is the one I like and the one I'm going to use because that's what I'm using now on my other stuff. You got a little faster one there. Then you got kind of just a blinky one, and then you got 4 more patterns, same way in the white. If you just want to use the white, and then you're back to the beginning. So the steady burn, when you use the steady burn wire, the green wire, it goes to white there. So I don't know if you could use that to kind of illuminate something or not. I don't know how bright these are. These are the first ones I've had, so yeah, I really don't know a whole lot about them. I know I like the linear stuff. I don't know how that's showing up, but these are pretty bright. I was playing with them. I wasn't really looking at them, but I still have a spot in my eye. Probably shouldn't be staring at them, but they're super bright. These are the linears. So not only do they have more LEDs in them than the TIRs, but when you go off to the side, they're still bright. You don't lose the brightness as you move off center from them. So anyway, this is the demo, guys. I'm sure this is kind of boring. You can go on SpeedTech's website. They got, I think they show all the flash patterns, and they show all kinds of stuff about them, and you can go on YouTube, they have a channel and they show all the stuff too. So got to get my other one out, and I'm going to sync these up, and then I'm going to get my my brackets out, and we'll have to figure out how to get these installed. Okay, so here's what I've come up with for the wiring situation. I had to figure out a way to be able to install this light and then plug it back in it, because I didn't want to do a bunch of wiring underneath there behind the bumper. So what I did is I come up with these, well, I've had these weatherproof connectors. So I just connected these in the harness, so I can unplug these, and this whole piece I can bolt it on and then plug it back in when I get it bolted on. Going down here, I got my other light here. I got my harness kind of like a T. And this I told you about, I already had the wires, or the other set of lights wired in. Well, this is the connector I have under there. It's a 3 wire weatherproof connector, and I'm just going to unplug the old lights, and I'm going to plug this one back in. The reason I have a little pigtail on here is because I just finished synchronizing these lights. That's why I have this right here. I got another plug, because this one is the synchronize and the alternate synchronized wire. I really only needed the synchronized one, because that's what I did, and that's what I like. If you want to alternate sync them, you're gonna have to go into your white wire here, or your blue wire, sorry, and then alternate sync them. So your wiring might be a little different than mine. Yeah, pretty much done here. I gotta loom this wire up in some nice black loom. Then I gotta unplug this. I'm gonna bolt them into the bumper and plug them in, because I've already got my plug under there, and I got my wiring all done. That's why I did it that way the first time, was so this would be an easy swap. Okay, so I just hooked it up to power quick just to show you what they're gonna do. And you can see they're flashing. They are synchronized, but you can see both outside ones flash and then both inside ones flash. I've technically got one of the lights, I guess you'd consider upside down. So it kind of, it's synchronized, but it's kind of alternating between center and outside. So yeah, that's what I got, guys. I'm gonna get these bolted in, plugged in, and we'll see what they look like on the truck. So one final look before it's installed. You see I got it loomed up so it looks nice. And I made some gaskets too. I just made some gaskets real quick to go behind the plate here. I got this like thick foam stuff, I think with something that I ordered. It's really nice kind of gaskety material. So instead of just going straight to the bumper, metal on metal, I'm going to have this little foam gasket. So, well, there it is, all installed. Everything's bolted on, plugged in, wired up. And I swear, for some reason on the camera they do not look straight, but they have to be straight because they're made the same, so it must just be some sort of an illusion there. Yeah, it's almost like some angles it looks like it's not, and some it looks fine. So I think I've been staring at it too long and staring at flashing lights too long. So I'm going to turn these on and we'll see what they look like on. So there they are on. And I like them a lot better than by the license plate. It's not going to be drowned out with the license plate light shining on them. So real happy with that. I like that flash pattern. They are a little lower, those lights are, so the further back you get, see, the more impact they're going to have. So I'm happy, real happy with that. So anyway guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Got a little bit of cleanup to do in front of the shop and over by my camper. I'll set you up, I'll turn all my lights on so you guys can see them outside in action. So I guess I'll see you guys.